Scientists discover planets that look like Earth, and it is quite possible there is some kind of life. Will we ever be able to contact them? Or maybe we've already done it. But what if aliens have already arrived on our Earth? Today we will talk about the coolest story related to aliens. The Roswell Incident. This amazing story is a complete contradiction and hard to explain facts. But before we get started, I would introduce you in a little cryptic manner. Summer 1947. In Roswell, state of New Mexico, the most talked about flying saucer conspiracy theory was born. Legend says that a flying object in Roswell crashed and was later found along with crew members. Today we will find out what really happened. Do you believe in UFOs? Or you, like me, would just like to believe? Who knows, maybe today's episode we will be able to catch on at least some fact that cannot be explained. City of Roswell. Even more likely not a city, but already a real museum. Each shop is a souvenir shop selling mugs and posters with aliens. I honestly would like to go there, but for some reason it seems to me that all the residents of this city have long been sick of UFOs and fanatical tourists.
Can I take a picture? Oops, this video, the aliens rule.
Tourists.
Let's start from afar. Evidence of a real UFO crash in 1947 consider two facts. These are quite material aliens. One in the museum, and the other was dissected. There is a video, which is called an autopsy of an alien. Just think, real evidence of the existence of extraterrestrial intelligence essentially changes the whole concept of life. We know that we are not alone. Or do we want to think so? But let's start with the alien's body, the so-called Roswell snapshot. It depicts something that was allegedly pulled out of a crashed ship. And it is considered that when this picture was shown to people who saw the corpses of aliens, they all said, "Yep. Yeah. Here it is. That's the alien I saw. It's 100%. I would never be wrong."
Mr. Dude, so you say that you saw real UFOs in Roswell? Here is a photo. Is this what they looked like?
Yeah. They looked exactly like this. Really exactly.
Wow, thanks a lot. Thank you. Wait. Not that photo, it's my wife.
Do not misunderstand me, but it turns out that in Roswell in 1947 dead children fell from the sky.
What does it mean?
Yes, you heard right. Skeptics took the original of the film. Photo manipulations were able to restore what is written there. Mummy of a 2-year-old child. And so on. Here is the answer written. But no! They were accused of making this inscription impossible to read, and this is Photoshop. I understand that everyone wants to believe in aliens. But over time, new photos from the museum surfaced. The exact location of the mummy. And notes about the mummy since 1938. UFO researchers couldn't fight anymore and formally apologized for their mistake, because they spent whole lectures about the fact that this alien is genuine, and all that. See how it happens. Always have to think. You can't just accept and trust. Further, alien autopsy. In 1995, the famous British producer Ray Santilli showed the world a mysterious film. This is it, he says. There's an alien autopsy on it, which in Roswell crashed. And of course this story began to be played on TV. How could it be otherwise? Even in Russia it was shown. Everybody was in shock.
Honey, they show an alien.
What singer?
Not a singer, fool. I say they show an alien.
Wow, he dances too.
How I'm tired of you.
I heard everything.
Question. If there is a film with an alien, why do scientists say what they are looking for facts extraterrestrial forms of mind? Are they stupid? Everything is the opposite, and do what they are looking for. Maybe sooner or later they will find. But this tape cannot be true. And now I'll explain why. Firstly, the experts found out that the aliens dissected inept, armless morons, and government top-secret surgeons could not afford so many mistakes.
Right here. So neat. Look, Cut it, just don't hook another one. I say don't touch it.
You know, you already got me. That's why when Frank operated on another alien, and you stood next to him at all did not say a word, so why? Okay. Take it. I wash my hands. Enough. Enough.
Secondly, there is such a sculptor John Humphrey. He sculpted all sorts of cool things for the series Doctor Who, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and also made an alien for the black and white film Alien Autopsy, and even played the role of one of the surgeons there. No wonder he didn't know what to do. Here he is. Well done. All this was revealed when the comedy came out in 2006. Alien Autopsy.
Great. Oh my God.
Would you like cookies?
Granny.
Grandmother.
And for this film, he made exactly the same alien using the same technique. But if you don't believe it, then in the same 2006, Ray Santilli was forced to admit that the film was a fake. And he filmed it. But with one but. He said that it was just a reshoot of a real movie. But a real movie. It's gone bad. Of course I do believe. This reminds me of a childhood excuse. I also have a very powerful computer. It's just at Dad's at work. What was the purpose of this forgery? Money. And money. You have no idea how many times this film has been shown on TV. Everyone involved in this stupidly got rich. This could all be a hoax, except for the real UFO crash. And I agree with you. Now about the main. After something fell from the sky, of course, they began to write about it. But at that time people were simpler and no one really got to the bottom of the truth. When the USAF was told on TV that it was not a UFO, everyone just forgot. And really forgotten for 30 years.
Alpha. Requesting an emergency evacuation. It's impossible to survive here. Citizens. Everything is perfectly fine. Nothing threatens you. Can you send that fucking helicopter? They began to suspect something.
And this story would not be so publicized at all, if not for the journalists who, 30 years later, interviewed Major Jesse Marcel. This is him sitting and showing us what really fell that night. That's all they found. You understand? Non-burning wreckage of a ship. It's just some foil. Never mind. Jesse Marcel in an interview began to claim that it was a real flying saucer. That he saw alien bodies and the government is deceiving everyone. Well, and so on. He claimed that he personally transported all the bodies by plane. Remember this information. It is very important. Incredible. This amazing story began with the words of one person. Let me tell you a little about it. The pilot has 3 higher educations in the field of physics. Down 5 enemy aircraft. Hero! Keep it up. Years later, archives with his data were raised, and everyone saw that he, not a pilot, never studied, did not shoot down any aircraft, and also managed to misrepresent all the facts about the Roswell incident. Go to hell! Let's get to the conclusion. Why did the military cordon off the crash site? Were they hiding something? Yes, of course. Civilians were not allowed there, so rumors about aliens spread around the city. In the 77th year, the USAF released information where 2 super-secret projects were declassified. The first, Operation High Dive, launching life-size dolls from the stratosphere, so the secret parachute system was tested. This helped in the future to launch the Excelsior project, where real people flew down from the stratosphere. Second, Project Mogul. Because of this, the scene of the incident was cordoned off. You know, at that time, America and the USSR followed each other. The Americans came up with a system that, using sound waves, can track the atomic bombs of the USSR. It looked like this. Does it remind you of anything? But it should. These things are made of the same material resembling foil. By dates on Telegram, it becomes clear that it was at this time that tests were carried out in full.
Holy bullshit.
It was too late somehow to reproach Major Marcel for this. He has already become famous. He had already started lecturing all over America. In general, the classic history of hoax. Well, you understand. Each of these secret projects could explain the Roswell incident. Only few people care about the truth. Of course, there were people who did not believe a single fact.
I don't believe in a single word.
They found an officially released FBI report, where employee Guy Hotel writes about flying saucers. All proven. We have done you, skeptics. Just dig deeper. They don't want It turned out in fact it was not the words of an FBI officer. This is a retelling of the story of two scammers, Leo Gebauer and Silas Newton, who just wanted to cash in on this story.
Money won't help here.
You know what's funny? The day before the UFO allegedly crashed in Roswell, an incident occurred after which the term was introduced. Flying saucer. Journalists called it a case in the Cascading Mountains. Couple of weeks before Roswell Incident, American businessman Kenneth Arnold saw in the sky alleged flying saucers, and then reported it to the newspapers. Of course it came out on the front page, and people immediately knew that some flying saucers were trying to take over the world. This was the first time that UFOs were discussed in the whole country. What do you think happened? Nothing surprising. In 2 months, about 1,000 letters came to newspapers from all over the country. They say we saw flying saucers. Like this, there was no UFO before and suddenly appeared. Yeah, string of coincidences. But what then appeared all over the country? If this case turned out to be false. I'll explain now. Kenneth Arnold released a book, and in interviews he constantly changed his words. Then he saw flying saucers. Then these are boomerangs. Then a government plane. Then the missiles of the USSR. But the coolest thing is, flying animals, unknown to science. But the paper only said about the saucers, so people around began to see exactly the saucers. Amusing. If I had done so in 1947, I would have been considered a magician, a sorcerer. I would travel the whole world and become famous. It's a pity now no one will be surprised by this. Scientists who have studied this story have long realized that this is just a fiction. Then what appeared all over America? Well, nothing. There is not a single case in the world of a proven fact that aliens were on planet Earth. Not a single video, not a single photo, absolutely nothing. But that's probably a spoiler. You want to see another issue about aliens, right? What about Roswell? Something secret fell and the hype has not subsided yet. Therefore, what fell? Right, flying saucer. Why a saucer? Because everyone talks about it. So the people need to be calmed down. And just days before the Roswell incident, the US Air Force makes a statement that they're investigating all those flying saucers. Can say for sure that this is not a new weapon, not new missiles, and especially not spaceships, and how evil a flying saucer falls after a couple of days. Their words just don't mean anything anymore, because they justified themselves even before it fell. It's a secret hiding. The government is lying to us. This is how conspiracy theories are born.
They are lying. They all lie.
My personal opinion, these are the flying saucers. It's the saucers and these are the aliens. This is just science fiction. Maybe they really exist, but they will not look exactly the way we imagine them. I have no purpose to expose everything. If a real UFO falls, I will not speak. I get it. Great suits morons. Absolutely not. I would really like to believe. But since there are no facts, hard to believe. Why can't you trust me? This is a great question. If you are really interested in confirmation, all the links you will find in the description. Put like if you twisted UFO. Also subscribe to the channel and leave your opinion in the comments. By the way, there will be no dance today. Okay, I'm joking. It will.